Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Chromatic Sauce and please subscribe. Today we're going to watch me draw. So first thing I did was take a kneaded eraser to take away all the excess pigment from my pencil markings. Then I went to start framing out the face. I started with the hair to add the detail and just give structure to the face before I start adding some shading. Then I started going in with a little bit of a really light gray and the pink to get a little bit of the color in there and a little bit of depth before I go in with more beige tones. So then I just keep adding slowly layer after layer just so I don't end up adding too much. It's nice to build up to the final product. Then I start outlining the eyes and the mouth a little bit more and adding a little bit more detail where I can as I start adding in more depth and more shading. When I start adding in the darker parts, that's when I start adding in some of the detail. Then I get to a certain point where I feel like it's hard to see if it's coming together, and so I start adding the eyebrows because it's the details that really tell you for sure if your shading is very accurate. So once I got the eyebrows in, then I can see and build up the colors a little bit more around the face. I can tell how much more color is needed, how much darker my shadows need to be, how much more pink I need to put into the skin, or a rosy color or a flesh tone color. So at this point I feel like I'm pretty much done with the face. So I cover the face up with a sheet of glassine, and that helps me be able to rest my hand on the paper without smearing my work on the face, which is pretty much done at this point. Then I start working on the shirt, and basically I add my darks in there with the blacks and the really dark blue. I start adding, again slowly, I add layers of color to build up to a fully burnished sheet of paper. So first I burnish the darks, then I start burnishing the lighter highlights in the fabric before I start shading and getting my midtones fully down. That way I can make sure I'm able to get in the whole spectrum. Now, since the cat and the shirt are very dark in color, I wanted to make sure I didn't fully get rid of my outline of the cat, so I left the shirt off of the cat's outline. And at this point I start drawing the cat. This was a little bit more challenging because the picture doesn't have as much detail. That might be preferred to get a higher detail in the drawing, but I did my best. And I just start adding the shadows the same as before, and then I get the darks as dark as I think they need to be as I start outlining the ears and the eyes. I start keeping out the lighter pieces of hair as I shade in between, and I just keep adding shadows, and then I use a lighter pencil to do hair strokes to pick up some of the highlights and then some of the lighter pieces of fur. Then I go and add more details around the eyes of the cat. I give the highlights in the eyes to give it some life. Then it starts sort of looking like the cat a little bit more. And then after that, I just keep going with shading. I try to finish the chest, try to make the darks as dark as possible so the face really pops out a lot more. And once I feel like the cat's done, that's when I finish filling in the background of the shirt to really frame out the rest of the cat for me there. Then I do my finishing touches on the face and the shirt as I shade in the arms. This is the last step for the subjects of the picture, and I think it turned out pretty well. I chose an orange background for this one because I thought it would make the blue pop a lot in the shirt, and I chose a blue matte to really bring out all the contrast in the tones of the skin color and the shirt and the cat. Please comment down below what you think of this drawing. I'd really love to hear your feedback and let me know what would you like to see me draw next. If you'd like, you can hit me up on Instagram and get your own custom artwork from me. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, hit that bell to see when I post. You can follow me on Instagram at Chromatic Sauce, and thank you so much for watching.